Okay, hey guys, it's Jolly Fella here, and this video is gonna be a little different, actually extremely different from the. I think I posted 2 videos so far. I'm planning on posting a lot more. Um, this is kind of what that's about. I'm gonna turn my volume down, hold on. So, one thing I've noticed just post-quarantine, everything has become so dehumanized. Social media, politics especially, and now just AI. It feels like everything is trending in a direction where human interaction is kind of not the normal. And this is kind of hypocritical of me to say because I'm not a big socializer. I mean, I a lot of people will consider me like a heavy introvert, but still, I still see the value in human interaction that modern society doesn't seem to reflect, which is what this is about. I make content for fun. I mean, I've made YouTube videos since I was extremely little, pre-quarantine, and that means I've been making videos for about 7 years. I've thought of making YouTube videos since I was in preschool. It's almost been all I've wanted to do, and now I'm kind of just doing it for fun, and I enjoy it. It's become more serious lately with this realization that I've had, which is like content is becoming slop. That was, I'm not going to edit that out. That was a horrible mistake. But content is becoming slop now. And I think, not to hate on anyone specific, but I do think that Mr. Beast is the most obvious example of like the just human just humanness in content becoming corporate slop is what I mean. Like I remember watching Mr. Beast like 2018 when he was just making videos with his friends in a warehouse and chilling. And that was some of the coolest stuff ever, right? Like I remember him trying to see how many blank would it would take to stop a bullet, and him just buying random crap off of Amazon, and you know it was genuinely cool, and he seemed like a cool dude at the time. And then I feel like ever since like the Squid Game video he made, his content just hasn't been the same. It's felt more like a show than like an actual like you know YouTuber making videos, which I'm not gonna obviously like hate on Mr. Beast and what he does because like he's arguably one of the only people on the platform making a genuine positive impact on like people because he makes um makes so many donations towards just people in need. But I do think his content represents a problem, which is like less less human expression. I mean, you wonder why people are so on their phones now. I'm especially guilty of this too. It's because it's so much more interesting because, when someone is thinking about something to say or, says something that maybe it's not that interesting, like a normal conversation, just a normal conversation wouldn't have every single line of, speaking be interesting. People can just cut that out. When you're scrolling, all you're seeing is the most interesting stuff. So no wonder, no wonder people only want to sit on their phones and not entertain conversation. I mean, I've been trying to get better about it, at least with, maybe friends that I, don't talk to incredibly much. I just in person, I'll, try and have conversation and, I'll just say some random thing, just random information or just like making a random statement, like my thoughts on something. And I'll just be met with a completely useless response because no one knows how to have a conversation about something that is useless. No one does. I don't, for the most part. It's a big issue. So I want the content I'm making to reflect that in a lot of ways. And I think the way that I'm intending on putting in this title is that I'm going to make my editing worse intentionally. I think editing, like I said, cuts out so much of just like human interaction and cuts out so much humanness. Like we've gotten to the point where AI generated content is like viable now. Like I'm sure there's several creators out there who have gone under the radar and make completely AI content. I don't. That's probably a fact. Like I can't even have any like doubt. I think one thing that needs to be shown in content now is mistakes. Just mistakes in speaking, just mistake like sitting down and actually like thinking. Like that's something that, an AI can't really do and probably will never be able to do the way humans do it. It's just like, speak like authentically, like actively think out the way it's speaking about something and, you know, go from there. See, now I have to think about what I'm saying. So here's the thing. I think I'm planning on doing, weekly uploads for this channel, mainly because it's a hobby. If I really wanted to, with how, laid back I've been with the videos that I have made so far, I could make a video, I could make 3 videos a day easily and not stress it. Like these videos don't take very long to make, but I do think they represent something greater than the effort I put into them, which is that I'm, you know, just sitting down, I'm, talking, I'm playing a game I genuinely enjoy, which is Minecraft, and I'm doing stuff. I'm doing random crap. I enjoy that, and you hear about so many content creators who don't enjoy the stuff they do because it gets views, it makes money, which, understandable to an extent, like, you know, making money is how you, oh, hello, B. Making money is like how you end up comfortable in the world. So I don't blame them at all. But that's not exactly how I want to end up. And especially when like I'm in, you know, such early stages of this channel exclusively or specifically, like I don't want to sit here and like nitpick every little detail, cut out every little mistake. I want to enjoy it. I want to feel like I'm making progress, even if the progress is, somewhat minimal and just, you know, starting from zero. And here's the thing, I do have a little bit of a head start. Like I said, I made YouTube videos so long ago. I have had so many accounts. My main channel, um, which it didn't have an incredible amount of subscribers, but it had several hundred, and I had videos with over 100,000 views, which, um, honestly, one of the most impressive things I think I've ever accomplished. Just thinking about how many people upload videos to YouTube and don't get that amount of views. That's an absurd accomplishment. But my point being is that I have years of experience with this. I'm not good at it still. Um, what was I getting at? Okay, but no, but that past channel is something I want to touch on too because I for like a couple days following this or not following you get what I mean. A couple days before this, I was thinking about going on that channel and being like, "Hey, this channel's dead. This is my new channel. Um, go watch." And you know what I realized is that that's really stupid. A little fun fact about the YouTube algorithm: if you have a lot of subscribers and you aren't pulling in views, um, not good for the YouTube algorithm. Understandably so. So if considering how drastically different that content was on that main channel, which that channel was started when I was about 11, so or maybe 12, so that explains that difference a lot. But if I was to do that, this channel would get more attention initially, but long term it would be a bad thing. Um, you know, not only that, it would I think my family knows about that channel, which not that I have anything to hide, but I just think that the pressure of, making something and putting it out to the public and having your family see it is too much for me. That's why I record these videos in my room by myself. Like I don't want someone listening to me just because of the pressure. For all I know, someone could be hearing this right now. If that's the case, too late. It's nighttime. Okay, I've been just sitting here doing nothing in game for the whole time. This world is a throwaway. I feel like my life was a little odd. Like I feel like I've always been like extremely online, even from like some of my first conscious moments that I can even remember were me being like, you know, YouTube, which is why I've wanted to do this for so long. But I think a side effect of that is that like I'm a little more ahead in terms of like just noticing stuff about the internet because you know I was here when Minecraft was in its prime, even though I was barely conscious. I was there and I remember stuff from that era. It's I have a lens where I can like look at what's different now and see what's wrong with it. Because to someone who wasn't on back then, someone my age who probably wasn't on a computer at 4 years old watching Minecraft YouTube, they're not gonna see really why like some of these new age Minecraft content creators are a little, I guess, problematic in the way they display their content and the way they edit it and how it's kind of like inauthentic. Like, not to say that I'm the ultimate like philosopher, but I just think it's like people my age are the main consumer of content that are the main consumer of like this new slop content, which is just overly edited and overly like shortened stuff. Can you stop doing that, skeleton? Okay, what was I getting to? So yeah, no, people my age are the target audience for these overly edited videos. The impact that I want to have, if any, is doing something almost older, like almost like I don't want to like say it's almost I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get assassinated. I I really haven't been playing the game. You can't get me down here, bro. He can. I can't run. You know what? It doesn't matter. Okay, but like I said, new content, so dehumanized, and I want to be different than that. At least when I'm doing this just as a hobby. Oh, like I said, I do plan on just keeping my editing like just so simple. In another video I'm gonna put out, I talk about like um, popular MMOs and why I like his videos so much and why I think he's the best Minecraft YouTuber ever. And in that video, I mentioned how just bad his editing was, but that was kind of the charm of it. Like there wasn't really any cuts. Like even when there probably should have been, there wasn't any cuts, and that just made you feel like you were like not in like a parasocial way, obviously, but it made you feel like you were like in the room and there was just two people there, like you know playing on a computer doing the exact same thing they were doing. I don't really have like a Mr. Beast equivalent from like Minecraft content. This is a really bad site that I'm gonna run from. Haha, you don't know how to get past that. That was a really okay. I can't focus on what I'm trying to say when I'm getting gang stalked. Like I said, I don't think I really have like an example of like a Minecraft channel that I can bring up that I think has at least become like less human. I think all the original Minecraft channels, like the OG channels that, you know, made human, like just stuff that felt human, stayed that way, or they stopped making videos. Um, if I were to point to any YouTubers or Minecraft YouTubers who do that, they would be newer ones. And I don't really watch any new Minecraft YouTubers for the reasons that I've kind of talked about here. Hello? Oh, I okay. So I guess circling this all back to the whole point of this, which is me. What am I doing? This is just a hobby for now. Although I'm making another video just right after this where I'm going to talk to myself in 10 years. If that video comes out and I can you shut up? If that video comes out and I am still making videos, I'm hoping that's a good sign. I actually can't. I actually can't. I actually can't. Go away. You're actually so stubborn, it's embarrassing. Okay. Peace and quiet. I've made this is gonna be one of 6 videos I record this weekend. I've already recorded 2. This is the third. I'm planning on recording 2 more tonight. I plan on weekly uploads. I think that's a good schedule. I don't want to be I don't want to turn this into something it's not. I don't want to turn this into me like being like so hyped for myself and like, yeah, I'm gonna become the next big YouTuber. I that's not exactly something that I want, and that's not something that you can force. If you have a personality that's very good for, content, it will it will make you find have success. So I think this is just a hobby for now, although I do intend on treating this with a level of consistency and a level of enjoyment that I think that if I am meant to become successful in this way, I will. So I don't know. That's really all I could think about now. Um, I think that's about it for this. So